Okay, so my previous company was D-Wave. I'll just show you a couple things. We built what are still the world's only quantum computers that you can buy. And the company, D-Wave, has been doing this.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Didn't work out.
Are designer babies with enhanced intelligence or strength just around the corner?
You know what I mean? In another multiverse.
In another multiverse.
You know, given the nature of all this new shit, you know, this could be a lot more complex. I mean, it's not just, it might not be just such a simple, you know.
Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society.
To tell us not the truth, but what they want us to believe. They have seized that power on orders from their masters of the great conspiracy.
In the 6th chapter of the book of Revelation, you have what's called the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, the 4 riders. These are the riders on the white horse, the red horse, the black horse, and the pale horse.
See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows.
And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder, one of the 4 beasts saying, "Come and see."
Have you made preparation? Have you prepared yourself for that day? For it is coming. It is coming. And there's not one thing you can do to stop it. That day is coming. Are you ready?
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
I live in the midst of people that soon will be panicking. They'll be running to and fro trying to figure out what's happening. And the Bible says the time will come when their hearts fail them for fear, seeing those things that are coming upon this earth. Friend, it's here now. You may be living in a cave and have your head buried in a television set and all you know is a ball game, but I'm telling you right now, you better wake up. It's here now. It's already started.
Everything they built will fall, and from the ashes of their woe we'll build a better one.
See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
We're back at CERN. You know, this machine, the largest machine ever built by man, the greatest scientific and engineering endeavor until you get to the tunnel that's just right up the road from it, the Gotthard Tunnel. It's where you see these guys dance around all weird. This place is cuckoo cuckoo. They not only have the Large Hadron Collider, which collides these particles together and looking for unknown particles, or whatever they're trying to claim, but they also have a quantum computer. It's very, very strange happenings there. When you talk to ex-employees, people that have been fired and people that retired, the times that this machine has been fired up, all sorts of weirdness takes place. They see apparitions, ghosts, faces come through. They hear voices for days afterwards. And the director, the initial director, before they fired it up, stated that it has the capability, not that it could, but it has the capabilities of opening portals. And
ooh, oh, that is cool.
Yeah, so evidence suggests, well, not evidence, cogent theoretical analysis of quantum physics and general relativity suggests that there may in fact be a multiverse. We have no data on this right now. So these are ideas at the frontier of the exploration of physics.
This quote is from a respectable scientist, in fact, one of the founders of this field, that may look a little strange to you who don't follow theoretical physics, but there is a very clear prediction that our most successful theory of nature makes, and that is that there are an enormous number, mind-bogglingly large number, of parallel realities.
And if there is a multiverse, it means we are just one of many other universes, all with different bubbles.
There's an evil Chuck Nice somewhere on another universe.
I was going to say that Chuck Nice had a mustache and beard, but you got one in this universe.
So mine does not.
So that's the good Chuck Nice. You are the evil one. You ever think of that one?
Did not think of that. Okay. But now it makes so much sense.
Because we all think we are good,
exactly.
don't we?
It makes so much sense.
Hitler's saying, yeah, I'm good. I'm a good man. Yeah.
Wow, that's funny. You just gave me a picture of like really nice Hitler. You know what I mean? In another multiverse.
In another multiverse. Right. And then the bad people don't like him because he's nice.
Exactly. Exactly.
So each of these universes would have it's likely that they would have a slightly different law of physics.
Okay.
Perhaps a different charge on the electron, a different gravitational constant. The gravitational constant is a term in the equations of gravity that Isaac Newton first wrote down.
Okay.
And it tells you it's a measure of how strong gravity is relative to other forces in the universe. If those are slightly different, and you got a ticket to that universe, I'm sorry for you.
Yeah, right. Things aren't going to work out very well for you.
They will not end well.
They will not
in
end
that
well.
universe. So you really do need a universe with the same laws of physics, because the very forces that bond the molecules and atoms in your body rely on the values of the laws of physics that are in our universe.
Right.
So yeah, you send something else into that universe to check it out first.
Right. Like what's his face? The little robot. I forget now. I'll forget it. What was the little robot?
Which robot?
You know, another Steven Spielberg robot, and the world had been destroyed. Wall-E.
Wall-E.
We're going to send Wall-E.
Send Wall-E.
Send Wall-E.
No, I have a better idea. Send one of the crash test dummies.
That'll work.
They're cool with it. They're down with this, that kind of thing.
They die every day.
Every day.
A picture of like really nice Hitler. You know what I mean? In another multiverse.
In another multiverse.
Has the planet gone mad?
At the same time, one of the smartest kids in the world has brought forth some theories about this machine's abilities and how scientists have used it to open a portal to another dimension.
Wait, hold it, man, hold it. What the fuck is this kid doing in here?
His name, Max Laughlin. Max, with his theory about the Large Hadron Collider, has raised fears among scientists globally.
I don't care who he is, man. I don't care what he does, man.
Some of his theories about our world are how the experiments conducted at CERN are threatening to destroy the fabric of our universe and shift us into a parallel universe closer to ours. The theory cannot be disputed, as it is not the first time scientists of the European Organization for Nuclear Research have conducted such tests.
Universes and infinite parallel universes constantly being created is literally flow of reality and time.
In plainer words, the greatest and brightest minds on planet Earth all agree with this small boy that the experiments conducted at CERN has the capability and more than likely will destroy everything we know as reality itself. Everything we experience, have known, and will know will be destroyed or shifted into a quote-unquote different universe, a parallel dimension. Everything's going to be destroyed.
What if a wormhole ripped open in the sky or the ground and our planet was met with an interdimensional doomsday scenario reminiscent of Stranger Things?
You know, given the nature of all this new shit, you know, this could be a lot more complex. I mean, it's not just, it might not be just such a simple
7-kilometer Large Hadron Collider whips elemental particles around at super high speeds and then crashes them into each other with such force that they rip apart. It's helping us understand how the quantum world works and allowing us to find new forms of matter. But could particle accelerators like the LHC also rip apart the very fabric of our universe?
CERN, the Large Hadron Collider, that is in Switzerland. It is 17 miles in circumference. It is the largest man-made machine on the face of this earth. One of the purpose of it is a scientific endeavor to discover what can happen when you collide particles at almost the speed of light. The collider, this CERN, this Large Hadron Collider, is frozen down on the inside to a temperature far below outer space. They are controlling it by magnets and move these particles at an enormous rate of speed and with an enormous amount of power that's involved in it. A lot of folks think, well, this has nothing to do with me, but when we begin to get into it this morning, I think you may be amazed at how much it has to do with you. This Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland is something that is right now, at this very moment, while we're in this auditorium, this preacher's preaching, it's working. And they intend to do some things with it, and this is not going to be public knowledge. What is for public knowledge and public consumption is one thing. But what they are doing, what they intend to do, their motive behind all of this is something else altogether. Listen carefully to what one researcher, Paul McGuire, said about this. He said, since ancient Babylon and the Tower of Babel, built by genetic Nephilim or God King Nimrod, the world has been secretly and increasingly controlled by secret societies that have access to this secret occult knowledge, technology, and science. For example, a collection of secret occult societies such as Thule, Vril, the Golden Dawn, the OTO put Adolf Hitler into power. The occult societies trained Hitler in the science of mind control and taught him how to put the masses in a hypnotic state when he gave speeches. These secret elites also taught him about the science of eugenics and how to breed a master race. The Third Reich was years ahead of the United States when it came to rocket technology and mind control. Some believe that German rocket scientists like Werner von Braun were given engineering blueprints for UFOs and other technologies which were telepathically received by the Vril maidens who were clairvoyants as far back as 1926. The scientific elite who rule over this world are in possession of highly advanced scientific technologies and knowledge, and they fully understand the supernatural nature of this information and know of its origin in ancient Babylon. Now, I know it's a lot to digest in one message, but for just a moment, can you imagine that there is a group of people on this earth who know far, far more about what they're doing than the average man does, and that they are in control of what's happening right now in science, falsely so-called. And what's happening in CERN, Switzerland, may very well be the foundation for opening the door to the Antichrist when he shows up.
Everything they've built will fall, and from the ashes of their world, we'll build a better one! They call me a god. 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 Let's go! I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never saying.
The dancing Shiva, those little bronze statues. It is the Shiva with 4 arms dancing with 1 foot raised. And well, I mean, I go into the details, they're really quite extraordinary. It's the figure stands within a great circle, sort of halo, which has flames going out and the symbols of flames. And this is the circle of mass, energy, space, time, and this is the material world.
Here we have, in CERN, Switzerland, a huge wheel. Inside that wheel is a Hindu god. and his name is Shiva. He does a dance of destruction inside that wheel, and his purpose is he is one of the triad gods, one of the greatest gods of Hinduism. Shiva, Vishnu, and Brahma. Brahma is the god of creation. Vishnu is the god of preservation, but Shiva is the god of destruction.
The great world, the all-embracing material world with its flames. Within this, Shiva dances. He's called Nataraja, the Lord of the Dance. And he dances, he's everywhere in the universe. I mean, this is his dance. The manifestation of the world is called his Leela, his play. I mean, he sends his rain upon the just and the unjust, and he's beyond good and evil, of course. It's all an immense manifestation of play.
This is what they look like. There are two of them. These are from our lab in Burnaby in British Columbia. From the outside, they look like giant black monoliths, big metal boxes, about 10 feet on a side, 12 feet tall. And they are powered, they have a fridge inside them, a refrigerator that cools these chips to almost absolute zero. Just a wisp, a fraction of a degree above absolute zero. Hundreds of times colder than interstellar space. Amongst the coldest and most isolated and extreme conditions that humans have ever been able to engineer. These fridges, interestingly enough, which are called pulse tube dilution refrigerators, have a thing called a pulse tube, which emits a sound roughly once per second, which sounds eerily like a heartbeat. So if you have the opportunity to stand next to one of these machines, it is an awe-inspiring thing, at least for me. It feels like an altar to an alien god. They really are impressive machines.
And they had a king over there, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon. One woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter.